Good morning and welcome to Valley Home Presbyterian Church's daily briefings, otherwise known as morning devotions. This morning we will be reading from Psalm 115, not quite the whole thing, it's a bit longer, and we will be hearing the psalmist's call, and through the psalmist, God's call, to put all our hope and trust in God and God alone, and nothing and no one else. So Psalm 115. Not to us, Lord, not to us, but to your name be the glory because of your love and faithfulness. Why do the nations say, "Where is their God?" Our God is in heaven. He does whatever pleases him. But their idols are silver and gold, made by human hands. They have mouths but cannot speak, eyes but cannot see. They have ears but cannot hear, noses but cannot smell. They have hands but cannot feel, feet but cannot walk, nor can they utter a sound with their throats. Those who make them will be like them, and so will all who trust in them. All you Israelites, trust in the Lord. He is their help and shield. House of Aaron, trust in the Lord. He is their help and shield. You who fear him, trust in the Lord. He is their help and shield. The Lord remembers us and will bless us. He will bless his people Israel. He will bless the house of Aaron. He will bless those who fear the Lord, small and great alike. So 2 parts here. There is a warning against trusting idols and an exhortation to just trust in the Lord. What is an idol? There's a lot of things that idols could be. For a little bit of help in this, I'm going to turn to the words of Tim Keller. This is how he defines an idol. What is an idol? It is anything more important to you than God. Anything that absorbs your heart and imagination more than God. Anything you seek to give you what only God can give. An idol has such a controlling position in your heart that you can spend most of your passion and energy, emotional and financial resources on it without a second thought. An idol is whatever you look at and say in your heart of hearts, if I have that, then I'll feel that my life has meaning. I'll know I have value. I'll feel significant and secure. There are many ways to describe that kind of relationship to something, but perhaps the best one is worship. Wise words from Tim Keller there. What's wrong with idols? Well, this psalm that we're looking at brings up quite a few problems with idols. The obvious one is they're made up. Literally, they are made up. They are made by human hands. Now, over in Romans chapter 1, Paul expands that a little bit, and he talks about idolatry as worshiping created things rather than creators. So not necessarily made by human hands, but something that's made by God that's not God. Any of those things that we might worship or place ultimate value on or seek after more than anything else becomes an idol. So they're made up, and that's bad. The other thing that is bad about them is that they don't do what they say that they do. What does the psalmist say? He gives them all sorts of body parts, but they're not able to do the functions that should go along with those body parts. They've got mouths but can't speak, eyes that can't see, ears but can't hear, and so on and so forth. And they also corrupt their worshippers. Those who make them will be like them, and so will all who trust in them. When people turn their affections to idols, they become as spiritually blind and deaf and mute as the idols that they worship. They are unable to perceive the things of God and to communicate well with God because they have turned themselves to idols. So in opposition to that, the psalmist calls God's people to God himself. Oh, you Israelites, trust in the Lord. He singles out 3 groups of people. There's the Israelites, which is God's people as a whole. There's then the house of Aaron. That was the house of the priests, so sort of the professional clergy, as it were, the people whose whole life and career is dedicated to the service of God. It's funny that he has to remind them to trust in God and not in idols. And then finally, all those who fear the Lord. So anybody who's not even an Israelite who fears the Lord is asked to trust in God. Why? Well, because our God is in heaven. He does whatever pleases him. He is our help and our shield. Help is the aid to do positive things, to go out and get stuff done, good things. And shield is defense against bad things. God is our protection against evil. And also because the Lord remembers us. He remembers us and will bless us. He will bless the house of Israel. He will bless the house of Aaron. He will bless all those who fear him, small and great alike. So no matter how small you are, if you're a little baby or a little toddler, or if you're staying home from school at the moment, or if you're just feeling small in the eyes of the world and forgotten and insecure and isolated and just insignificant amidst the whole tumult of the world, the Lord remembers you and the Lord will bless you. So put your hope in God and in God alone. We'll pray together. God, we confess that we have idols. All of us do. Please help us identify them and to turn away from them and to turn back to you. God, we put our trust in you today. We ask that you will remember us and that you will bless us, just according to the promise that you have given us in your word in so many places, and most especially through Jesus Christ. Amen. And we will end with the blessing from the psalm. May the Lord cause you to flourish, both you and your children. May you be blessed by the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. And obviously, until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Bye-bye.